Mike, we've just seen Chapada. How is he ahead of the Derby?
Yeah, really well. Look, I think he's got himself ready. We stepped the work up to him and he looks pretty ready to me, looks nice and bright. We're giving him a bit of a stay as preparation, so he's done a really good job to handle it. He hasn't quite done the racing that, say, some of our other horses have done going into derbies and that. So, we've stepped the work up in between runs now, and he's handled it really well. Yeah, look, he was always our derby horse. We always thought that. We thought enough of him to run him in town first up, which we don't do with many. And he was pretty luckless first up. Felt that luck and money could have won first start. And that was at Sandown. And then we took him and run him in a 3-year-old mate at Bendigo, and he just drew the wrong gate. He drew barrier 1. He got back on the fence, couldn't get out, and when he did get out, he stormed home. So everything was going to plan then, and then 3 days later he blew he was sore in front, and it was a foot abscess, and usually they burst or come to a head quite quickly, but this one wouldn't. No matter what we did, it just wouldn't come to a head, and I would say there's 7 or 8 days where we just had to walk him. And he couldn't even do that, he was quite sore, and we could get him to the pool after about 3 or 4 days, and then eventually it sort of did come to a head and drained. It took forever to drain because it was actually an underrun all the way around, so we had to rush into Wangaratta. That was our only chance of still making the Derby, and he won impressively with a lot of improvement left in him, and he was pretty chubby to look at too, so he's done a really good job to sort of get through to the Caulfield Classic and run so well, and now into the Derby. Look, I think he's a natural stayer, and he's got away with it for that reason. A lot wouldn't. And the other thing in his favour, he's always had a good racing brain right from day dot. I would say that you only get him coming along now and again. That from the time he got working as a young horse, he was always professional. He was quite willing to do everything asked of him, and that's really held him in good stead. And that's probably what's going to get him through to the Derby. Lovely horse to deal with, and that's why he's made it through. He can get a little bit on his toes now and again, but look, he's been pretty straightforward and push button to deal with. I'd read it as there's about 4 that'll go forward, and we've got a lot of gate speed. If you see the overhead at Caulfield, he actually beat them out. We could have gone across and led if we wanted to that day, but we decided we weren't going to ride him that way. He drew the outside gate at Wangaratta and flew the gates and got across outside the leader. So he's got really good gate speed himself. I think there's a couple outside him and a couple inside him will go forward, and he should just get across and get a lovely run behind them. We've been lucky around the world with the derbies and that. I think we've won half a dozen now, so it's a race that we've got a proud record in, and hopefully we can just enhance it a bit further.
And Jared Peterson, one of your owners, he's been a loyal owner for this stable over many years. Yeah,
look, this is a sort of horse. He loves the stayers, and he keeps no secret about that's his go. He just loves racing stayers. And who knows, he might be another Melbourne Cup runner from later on, but he was in on both the other 2 Derby winners, so he's a lucky charm. And he tells me that his lucky number's 10, and we're going to start from 10 with the ballots, and he's given me a lot of reasons why we can win, so I hope he's right.